Being prepared and being successful in a class is very important. You have to know how to be prepared and be successful because if you don't, you do not know what to do and you'll be wondering why you aren't making good grades for being successful or good grades in a class. To be successful and organized, to be a successful and organized student, there are some steps and tips you will need to know. The first step, you'll need books, paper, pencils, and etc. The other things that the instructor tells you that you need. For example, for my Spanish class, I have a Spanish book and a Spanish binder. This is my Spanish book, and I also have a Spanish binder. The second thing you have to do is go to class on time. You have to go to class on time every day because if not, you will not know what the homework is or what you need to do in the class, and you will be very lost the next time you go to class. The third step is you have to take notes. Taking notes is a good studying method because also you'll be able to, if you're a visual learner, you'll be able to look back and see what you have wrote down. For example, in biology I take notes, and that helps me to go back and look and see what we learned that day. And these are some of my biology notes that I have. If you don't take notes, you will not know what to look over for a test. The fourth thing is to study your notes. Studying your notes really helps. For example, one day you take notes in class. So you go home, look at those notes for about 10 minutes each day. And you accumulate that over the time period so when the test day comes, you will not be cramming for the information that you have to need to know. And you also, for another study method, you also can use your textbook and go back in your textbook and look over the chapter, review the chapter, write down specific terms you need to know or anything of that nature. Number 5, you do your homework on time. Doing your homework on time is another good study method because you will also know what's going to be on the test, and doing your homework can prepare you to study, prepare you for the test. And you also need time management also. For time management, you can also use a Google Doc, Google Calendar, stickies on your computer, or Post-it notes, such as note cards. You can write your classes down for that week, write your homework down for that week in the order that they're due, and check off each one as you go. For example, I use sticky notes on my computer. I write down the day that it's due, when it's due, the order of when it's due, and I eliminate them as I go. And that goes under prioritizing also because when you check them off, you'll be prioritizing, you'll be prepared, you'll know what to do. You won't be in a fluster trying to figure out what you need to do for that week. The eighth thing you do is you have to have a set time and a set place for a study session or to do your homework. Some people that may be on their kitchen table for 30 minutes a day doing their homework or doing their test. For me, I go to English SI, and I get all of my English done for that week, everything I need to do, because if not, then I won't have that done, and that's my set time for that day and that week. You can also ask teacher questions. If you don't know what to do, if you don't know what's expected, you can ask the teacher what you need to do, and you can be prepared for the next upcoming paper or essay you have to write. You also can go to math lab or writing lab for extra help. The math lab, you take whatever you have for math, you get help on that. If you have any questions, ask them if your teacher isn't available. You go to writing lab to help you with your essays, your discussion forums, blogs, whatever you need for that, and you get them to help you on that if you don't know what to do for that. And also, for some people, it helps if you have a good night rest because if you go in class sleepy and tired, you won't be listening and concentrated on the teacher. You'll be so tired and wanting to go to sleep. So also a good night's rest. Being an organized and successful student does take time. You will also need to practice these steps and tips and getting a habit of doing these things because if not, you'll just get into your old habit and not study and not do anything and be prioritized and organized. You'll feel more accomplished and good about yourself knowing your grades will come up and you will know how to be prepared for your classes. I hope that these tips and steps helps you become or better yourself as a successful and organized student.